Hey there guys, Aarava here, and today bringing you part 5 of my F1 2014 career mode, and we're here for the Spanish Grand Prix around the Circuit de Catalunya, and we're here in our Williams once again for part 5 of this career mode. And once again in practice we've got some R&D tests, so much like Malaysia we've got an R&D test here in Catalonia, and it was actually for a balance check, so basically looking at the balance of the car, having to stay on the racing line for a lap within 70%, so that was the R&D today, so hopefully that helps us in the race and for the season long. We have about 8 R&Ds across the season, so hopefully if we keep on doing them in practices, our car can improve vastly. But as you can see on the screen right now, we've got 33% chance of rain as well, so we've got to do some setup work in the practice session as well. Qualifying is completely dry and practice is completely dry, so that's could put me in a bit of a sticky situation because I have to make a dry setup but also lean it a bit towards maybe having to go on the wet tyres, but I have no way of knowing it's going to work well in the wet because obviously there's no wet running in this practice session for the whole session. So we ended up 4th place in practice. I wouldn't read too much into it. We were 3/10 off the AI, but I'm pretty sure the AI go a lot slower in practice than they do in the race and qualifying, so not too much to look into. But we got some good setup work and also got the R&D test done, so hopefully the R&D helps us out. So now we're cut on to Q1 results, and we've got into Q2 very easily in 10th place on the prime tyres. So far on this Williams, I haven't had to use the options once in Q1, so that's pretty good. We've been able to get through on prime tyres usually pretty much every time, so that's pretty good. And now we're going to move on to Q2, and we've actually got some highlights from Q2. So this is me on my second run in Q2. My first run, as you can see, has only got me up to 13th place, so we really need to improve on this lap to get into the top 10. I did a 1:24.8, definitely not good enough for the top 10, so we need to really improve on this lap. And as I'm saying about improving, got a little snap of oversteer there on the left-hander there at the start of the lap, so that's not going to help us that much. And let's see what we get on the split time. Again, running a little bit wide there, having to correct myself, and we've only gone 0.03 of a second faster, so here's hoping that we can improve over the rest of the lap as we now cut on to the final chicane. Here's the question, have we improved enough to get into the top 10? Let's see. We go through the final part of the chicane. Pretty nice stuff. Through the last corner. Last corner very tricky here at Catalonia. Much like the last corner of Australia. You have to really wait to put down the throttle power. But now here we come into the top 10. There we go. We've actually improved by a whole second indeed. So that means we improved by a second in Sector 2 and 3 alone. Because in Sector 1 we only improved by 0.03 of a second. So that was very good stuff to get into the top 10. So we're in 8th place there in Q2. So now moving on to Q3, and now here again my second run in Q3. My first run only got me in 10th place, so basically I may as well have not run really, to be honest. But yeah, we're here on our last run for Q3, so we've really got to improve to try and get up as high as we can. Our team want us to get to P7. Obviously you can see that by the red circle 07 on the top left. They want us to get 7th place. Can we get 7th place? Let's see where we go for the grid for the start of the race in the top 10. Having a lot of oversteer on that last corner, maybe getting a bit too eager on the throttle, but we get 8th place. So just missed out on 7th place, what the team wanted. We only missed out by half a tenth. We missed out on 7th place, I think that was, yeah, 7th, yeah, half a tenth pretty much, give or take. And our teammate got 7th place as well, but still 8th place, I think. Okay start, you know, to be honest. I'm running quite high wings. I'll show you the setup in a minute before we go to the race, so I'm pretty happy with 8th place. Obviously, I think there was a bit of track evolution because the track was quite light and, you know, sunny in Q1, and it got a lot darker into Q3, so then that may have affected the tyre temperatures somewhat in Q3. But 8th place, still good, and obviously we can try and jump some AI on the start as always. But 33% chance of rain, that's also another big factor, but the engineers are telling me to go option prime. 9 laps on the options, we'll see about that. I have a big feeling that we'll have to go a bit earlier. Tyre wear here around Catalonia is quite critical, especially on the option tyres. On the prime tyres, maybe not so much. Maybe they will last quite a long time, but the option tyres I'm not too sure. But here's the setup. As you can see, I ran 11.8 wing, quite high wings like I did in Bahrain. That's pretty much to get good turn in because the understeer was actually quite bad even on like 7 front wing in practice, so I just put it on 11 and that really felt a lot more comfortable. But I'm going to test some things out in the next few races on career mode, because from what I've been talking to a few other YouTubers, it looks like maybe if you kind of just drive through the understeer, if you know what I mean, if you just deal with it, lower wings are still faster on this game, even though it may not feel as comfortable. So I'm going to have to do some testing about that. But here we go to 5 red lights for the Spanish Grand Prix. Here we go for the 5th part of career mode, and we're off, and we're actually getting a much better start than we have in the past. But yet again, our rear tyres heat up like nothing, heat up like the sun. They have. And then on the left-hand side, we've got Raikkonen trying to overtake me. Button tried to look at me. Looks like Magnussen's right there for the taking. Magnussen's actually taken us down to that first corner and right there. But now we've gone down the inside of him and Massa. Hulkenberg has cut across, so he's into 6th place at the moment. Raikkonen on my left, Magnussen right up my gearbox there. Looks like he's going to overtake Raikkonen in my mirrors. Yep, there he is. He's overtaken Raikkonen for 8th place. I'm still in 7th. Hulkenberg, Vettel going very slowly indeed. Vettel going very slowly, gone round his outside. Can we get him? Let's see, he's still very much there on my right-hand side, the wheel-to-wheel with Sebastian Vettel. Hulkenberg going very slowly indeed. Brake checking me and Vettel, having to go on the left of him. Vettel went on the right of him, I think. And I think Vettel and me both went round him. Yeah, there you go. Me and Vettel kind of parted ways into a fork and then kind of came back together as we overtook Hulkenberg on either side. So pretty nice stuff from both of us there. And so now cutting on to lap 2, Vettel is still very much behind us. Ricciardo is in 4th place. The top 4 are sort of getting away from me at the moment. They've definitely got the pace over me. I only qualified 8th in qualifying, so obviously they have the superior pace here. Vettel behind me, he'll be in the slipstream. Obviously DRS is not available yet, but this is purely just off slipstream, and that Renault engine Red Bull is overtaking my Mercedes Williams, so it just shows the amount of pace and traction that Vettel got off that last corner, trying to come back Sebastian Vettel here through the first corner, but just not working for me, so we're going to have to concede that place for 6th place. Vettel up to 5th. And now look at that, he's already darted off. Look at the traction he's got in that through this corner. Just absolutely OP as ever from the AI. Really, really frustrating stuff. And as we come through the final chicane, lose the rear, and Magnussen is on the back of us, so he'll have DRS this time. We're losing the rear once again, oversteering through that final corner. Magnussen will have DRS. He opens up the rear flap, and this should be an easy move for him. And I can't afford to even go in rich mix because I'm optimum fuel already, so I can't go into rich to defend. And looks like even Hulkenberg behind me is going to try it, but Magnussen up into 6th place, so I'm down to 7th. So this is just going from bad to worse, going down from 5th to 7th. And now onto lap 8, it is time to make our pit stop. I can't last 9 laps on these option tyres, they're absolutely going. We stayed in 7th place the whole time, but we're going to have to pit 1 lap earlier than the engineer wanted us to. So yeah, generally not looking good. The pace around here at Catalonia is not very good compared to the AI. It's another big traction track like Australia, where you need traction, and obviously, as we all know now that we found out on Twitter in the community, the AI run natural traction control like you get if you use a controller or a pad. They have the same natural traction control as the pad does on any difficulty, so it's a bit annoying in that sense that even though I'm running traction control off, they still have some form of traction control, and that's helping them massively in the traction zones. And at a track like this, at Catalonia, traction is everything really. We got long sweeping corners where it's very hard to get the power down, and you have to be really smooth on the throttle, and the traction control they've got really helps them with that. But now we've got onto lap 12, we made our pit stop obviously onto prime tyres. Enough about traction control. Well, let's talk about the racing. Now we're up to 8th place, so we've actually lost the place to Raikkonen. Raikkonen's overtaken us. Are we going to try and take the Finn back? No, it looks like he's got the pace over us just as he exits the pits. He's on the option tyres as well, so he's gone option, so his tyre wear must be amazing. So we're down to 8th place, so we've lost another place there. So from 5th to 8th in 17 laps time, because we cut all the way to lap 17. The tyres are starting to go off. The pit stop, I believe, is for lap 19, so we've got 2 laps left till our engineer wants us to pit. But I've also been hearing on the radio that rain is forecasted in 15 minutes time. That was on lap 13, so I think it may be worth trying to stay out. But as I'm talking about that, Jenson Button has overtaken me with a DRS. Hulkenberg's trying to overtake me. I tried going down the inside of both of them. It's not going to work with Button. Button parking it on the apex, an absolute treat there, and he's blocked me absolutely, and Button has got 8th place. Warning, cause a collision. Fair enough, I did hit Button in the rear quite a lot. But we did get Hulkenberg back, so we're back up to 9th place. It would have been 10th, but now to lap 18. As I said, my pit stop is next lap. The engineers want me to, but my engineer's been telling me that rain is forecasted for 10 minutes time, so I'm thinking if I stay out a bit, it may be worth to stay out and then maybe go onto the wet tyres. But now as I'm saying that, on lap 19, Hulkenberg's got the DRS. The DRS is working an absolute treat for the AI here, and Hulkenberg's overtaken me fair and square for 9th place. I'm down to 10th place, the last points paying position. I have a feeling this may be a non-scoring points race because Perez has also taken me. We touch. My front right tyre has touched his side pod as I went very wide there on that third turn. And we're still up to 10th place, but Perez was right there, and now even Maldonado's in 11th place. So Maldonado in a crappy Lotus is trying to challenge me in a Williams. It looks like the AI OP are quite bad. So here we go. Making our pit stop now, so unfortunately we couldn't stay out any longer on the prime tyres. We're going to have to go into option tyres now to the end. I'm not too sure about this rain. My engineer was telling me on lap 13 that there was 15 minutes till rain. So I think he's been lying or reading some wrong kind of monitor or whatever, because the rain's not coming at the moment. It's going to come later on, probably towards the end of the race, I think, on the last lap. So unfortunate about that our gamble couldn't pay off. But now we've got some overtaking to do. We're on the option tyres, we're on the faster tyre, so it's time to overtake some of these cars ahead of us. Up ahead, so I believe that most of them are on the prime tyres, or at least worn option tyres, so I think we can do well to try and overtake a few of them. And as I talk about overtaking people in front of me, I've got Sergio Perez right behind me with DRS. Looks like the spits of rain are also coming down, you can see just about on your screen. But it looks like Vern ahead's being squeezed out. I've squeezed out Perez, and I'm going to try and overtake Vern, who's been squeezed out by, I believe that was Pastor Maldonado, or Grosjean indeed, Grosjean in the Lotus. So we've overtaken Vern there for 12th place around the outside of turn 3. Nice move, and now onto lap 27 we're trying to overtake Pastor Maldonado. At this point, after 27 laps of just going backwards, I was a bit pissed off and I was a bit tired and bored of this race, so I just dive bomb moved Maldonado and actually worked an absolute treat as we had the grip to overtake him. So up to 11th place. Can we try and get Grosjean maybe? But no, it's no use. On lap 31 the rain is starting to come down. We've got so little grip. We're in lean mix to try and save some fuel as well, and Vern is caught back up to me and Grosjean is nowhere to be seen. And obviously in these slippery conditions, the natural traction control that the AI have will help them so much, because through these turns I'm having to feather the throttle, whereas the AI can pretty much just slam on the throttle halfway through the corner and just try and catch me. Then through this section, so much understeer trying to go through, and just no mechanical grip through these corners, through the chicane. Felt awful. And you know what, I thought at this point, let's gamble. The tyres felt so bad through sector 3. I thought, let's put a gamble on, let's go to the intermediate tyres. 2 laps left. Let's try and maybe see if we can overtake some AI, because if the rain gets worse in these next 2 laps, then maybe the AI are going to be start skating off the road, I thought at the time. But as you're about to see, it was actually probably one of the worst mistakes I've made, because we go into the intermediate tyres here, onto the green wall, obviously the treaded tyres, and we come out of the pits, and I thought everything was going to go well, because I saw the rain coming down a bit more. Looks like quite a lot of spray here coming off the tyres in sector 1, and definitely in sector 3 it was very bad. But onto lap 32, no use. I completely forgot also that we're a lap down, so there weren't 2 laps left, there was 1 lap left, and I'm stuck in 16th place. The AI seemingly had no issues compared to me. I was skating off the track on sector 3, I really felt like driving on ice, but the AI, no issues. So yeah, I ended the race smashing into the wall because I was just so annoyed with that race. Horrible race, horrible race. I hated racing that one. I could not wait to finish that last lap. Yeah, just awful. Awful stuff. Did not enjoy that race at all. But yeah, that you get those sometimes in career modes. Hopefully next one will be a lot better. So I hope you guys enjoyed that episode nonetheless. Give it a like if you did. Give it a like if you've been enjoying this series so far. Remember, all the likes really help on this series, guys. So if you can give a like if you enjoyed the series so far, then do so. And comment below on what you thought of that race. And also, guys, comment below on how your career modes have been going so far. Let me know what car you're in, where you are in the championship, how's it going, where are you battling, what difficulty are you running on. I want to know how your career mode's going. So tell me if you're enjoying F1 2014 so far and how your career mode's going in the comments. I'll love to read that stuff. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that video again. Do give it a like again, comment below, all that good stuff. Subscribe if you're new for weekly F1 2014. Try my best again to do daily uploads for the rest of the week, but obviously there may be one or few days where I miss stuff because I do have university stuff, but I'll try my best. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video again. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I've been aarava, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.